There's only one part of the movie that I thought was interesting.
You mean when she ends up in the Phantom Zone?
In the Phantom Zone, yeah.
And you've got the old man trying to squirt her all the time?
Squirt.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell was that? Who
That
thought
should
that
be-
up?
That should be a meme. Honest to God, old man just looking at a pretty young woman going, squirt, squirt.
Squirt.
And I know the idea was he'd been in there for probably thousands of years already, and he'd kind of lost his mind.
Also, is that the Phantom Zone? Is that where Zod? I mean, they talk about it being the Phantom Zone, but it has no. It doesn't look anything like where you've been led to. And he was in inner space.
Saturn and Earth are in outer space, but we are in inner space.
When you get bounced from inner space to Phantom Zone, that's what it looks like.
Well, and this is where I say it was interesting, because I've seen people online theorize that the album cover, the glass album cover that from the first couple movies that we see Zod and Ursa and Non get trapped in, and then they escape in Superman 2. You know, those first two movies intimate that is the Phantom Zone. I mean, that's what the Phantom Zone is. That's what the experience is like. You're just trapped in this 2-dimensional space for eternity. But some people have had theorized in the comments, I saw people saying this, that maybe that was just a transportation device to get to the Phantom Zone, to take you to the Phantom Zone.
It must take a long time to get to the Phantom Zone.
Yeah, it's true. So in this one, that's essentially how they portray it.
Or maybe it's a portal. Maybe it's literally like a window and you are inside the Phantom Zone. And if they walked away from the album cover, they would have been on those rocks, the cliffs that the old man is. But they're just like pressed up against it going, let us out of this thing. There's a guy who keeps saying squirt.
Yeah. Somebody theorized that in the first two movies that the destruction of Krypton had thrown this transportation device off track, and it was following in the wake of Kal-El's ship to Earth, which is a neat idea. But this movie seems to run with that concept, assuming that this was a concept that they had thought of, because when she's in the same 2-dimensional space, and then it takes her somewhere, and then it shatters, and then she's in the Phantom Zone, and that's where she encounters Zoltar, who's already been there for eons, apparently.
Yeah.
Not aging. I
guess so.
Currently.
I'll take it. Yeah,
so that's why I say it was interesting. I was like, well, okay, not what I thought, but
well. So up to that point, though, everything else was clicking along, and you were like, "On this is exactly what I expected."
It's possible those commenters got this idea from Supergirl. They just didn't quote their sources, too.
Always quote your sources, folks. Cite them. That's right. This all happens, the getting of Hartbachner and Supergirl being sent to the Phantom Zone, which is actually the first time in the movie that Supergirl seems actually in peril or flummoxed.
Where am I?
I mean, not that she's cocky, but the rest of the movie is just like, oh, I'll go stop this. Okay, I stopped it. Great. This is the first time where, she gets put low. She literally wakes up in a mire and someone's pulling her out in Zoltar, and he's like, oh, hello, squat. And then she's like, Zoltar, oh my God, I guess we're in the Phantom Zone. He's like, yeah, and you're mortal now. You ain't got no powers. Sorry about that. Snap. And she's like, you've given up. And he's like, well, there's no way out. Oh, okay, that's a lie. There's one. I know one. I just didn't do it. I guess you could do it. I'm not going to do it. And literally all it is climb far up the side of a cliff face and there's a hole and you get out.
Yeah.
Man, it's a good thing that General Zod never found that.
Do you think, I don't know who wrote the script for Dark Knight Rises, but that's what that immediately made me think of was Bruce Wayne climbing out of that prison pit.
No, they didn't steal that from, I guarantee you, they did not.
Are you sure, Mr. Jones?
No, they didn't steal anything from Supergirl the movie. Oh, how shame on you. But yeah, that's the whole thing is literally just climb up this thing. But there's a cyclone that keeps whipping close to the side of the cliff. And if it grabs you, it just pulls you away. They're almost out. Of course, the whole thing is they're almost out and it gets Zoltar. But it's like, keep going. I'm going away.
I am with you.
I am with you.
That's why I say he's sort of like Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yes.
Because she hears his voice later.
Forever. He gets pulled down. But what I love is the second that he does, it's like she goes, you're Cyclone. Because she then just stands up.
Yeah.
Then she just kind of goes like, I'm fucking awesome. And then Supergirl's out of it. And I'm like, how does that work? She couldn't fly. But now she can? Because she's close to the hole? He said burping again. I don't know. But that's basically it.
Yeah, it looks like, I don't know if it looks like Selena gets banished to the Phantom Zone herself, which I'm not sure
Something
if that's
along
actually
those
what
lines.
happened. Yeah.
Oh, she gets sucked into that mirror, which
Yeah.
does have a vortex in it similar to the one in the Phantom Zone. So I guess it could
Right.
be Phantom Zone. Dude,
Right.
do you think Zoltar and Serena get down in the Phantom Zone?
Possibly, yeah.
Squirt.
Squirt.
Zip, zap.